Okay, what do you notice difference at contact?
Hers is up.
Okay, that was way better there. That's kind of the similar pitch. They're both up and in, right?
Yeah.
Up and in, up and in. Now you
Who's
get
that
to
on the right?
I can't remember her name. She's at
Crystal Bustos?
no.
No.
It's a girl from last year.
She's very large.
She's got like she had 10 home runs. I can't remember her name. She plays for Southern Georgia or Georgia. I
Wait.
can't.
No.
Doesn't matter. She's a college hitter and she hits that ball really far. Okay. Now
Elbow thrower.
I'm gonna focus in here. Yeah. So the one reason that your front elbow is where it is right here, okay, is because of the lack of rotation in the first part. You see right here, this is your drive position here. If we back her up into that position, okay, her drive position is right here. Now, what do you notice right away about that back side? Look at that.
Her knees.
Okay, so there's a couple things. This we're looking at, and then we're looking at this front leg, and then we're also looking at posture, because you, from this position right here, okay, actually from about right here, from foot strike, when your foot's down, this is your one position. I think you look fine here. Your elbow's back, your hands are back, the barrel's at a decent, maybe a little bit too much angle there. You know, maybe about here would be a little bit more efficient, okay? So you're not wrapping your barrel so far behind your head. But none, I mean, that's not as important as what, see this movement right here with your hands. See, basically all you're doing is pulling the knob forward. And this is why this teach drives me nuts. Coaches tell you to pull your knob out in front, and that's what causes that front elbow to go that way. Now you see where your front elbow is at a contact? And all of this looks like it's turning, but it's not really. Your back knee and your back heel starts to lift, and your back knee and your back hip start to turn around because of it's because it's following suit of your upper body. Does that make sense? Okay, but look at what her elbow starts to get into that hitting slot because of her back knee, okay, and her back heel starting to release and come around. And that's what gets her hands into this drive position. Because you get your hands into a very similar position.
Her knee's not locked out yet.
No, it's not. So,
You know, whereas hers.
see, very considerable drive position with the hands and the back elbow and the head and the front shoulder. You've got lots of flexion in this front arm, and that's good. Same thing. Your hands stay inside the ball. There's no doubt about that. Look how close your barrel is to your back shoulder. Okay, look how close her barrel stays to her back shoulder. The biggest difference is how she got to this position versus you. You got into this position by pulling your hands forward and taking your hands to the ball and not releasing your back side, okay? And let's back up for a second even here. Right here, you start locking this leg out immediately. Okay, so, and when that happens, that's causing it's causing your head to move significantly. Look, we marked the top of your head with a straight line right now. Okay, there's the top of your head. Okay, now look how much it comes above that line by the time you get to contact. And that leg locking out here, okay, and this elbow pulling up and your head moving up are gonna cause all kinds of things to go wrong, right? She has, same thing, once her foot's down right here, her head's not gonna go anywhere. It's gonna stay right where it is, and she's gonna turn. See that front elbow staying in because all of her body is rotating together. The back heel, the back knee, the back hip, and the back shoulder are all gonna turn, okay? And then she's gonna let that barrel release late. Now she gets a little jammed here, but she still hits this ball really far, okay? Here's the most significant difference. She's not locking out at impact, which most hitters do. She's still maintaining some flexion in this front leg,
Right.
okay? But more importantly than that is she's keeping her head, okay, behind that front hip. And that's how she's maintaining this angle, right? And you're like this. See the difference? See how her head is kind of more back over that back calf there? And your head is over your hip. Does that make sense? Let me use the straight line. So if we were to take her ear to go straight down with it, your ear would go straight down with it. See, that's That's allowing her to stay in this angle, and you're way upright in your upper body here. So you are actually, you know, it's almost an inverted. That's what you see right there. Okay, so I think, you know, you need to practice maintaining, but you've got to get off your backside, Grace. You got to turn off that backside. There's nothing going on right here. You're initiating your swing with your shoulders and your hands. You should be initiating your swing, okay, with the back heel, the back knee, and the back hip. And those strings will turn the front hip behind you, and it will turn your shoulders and hands out in front. And then you can work on your hands hitting through the ball. But you're not dropping your hands. Your hands are in a great hitting position, and your elbow's your elbow's in a good spot, just that front elbow, and you get to this one. This is one of your better swings. Now, lastly, okay, you see how she stays through the ball? See how those arms get extended here? Out. Yours maintain flexion all the way. You got lots of bend in your elbows, and they stay like that all the way around. See how you never release? So basically all you do is you kind of pull your hands, and then you just turn your shoulders, which is fine. You want to finish with your shoulders, but you don't ever let your arms get extended. So really your barrel would stay behind the ball and through it a lot longer if you would let that elbow and that elbow release through, like where she gets to. See, and that's how you create those straighter arms and that barrel path out in front of you. Okay, so posture, upward head movement, leg locking out early. All of this though, we can't talk about any of this until you start to fix how you're getting to the ball. And that's the watch. Once her foot's down right here, okay, you're in a very similar position. I don't like a toe tap, but it's essentially the same thing. Okay, so your heel's down. So there are your one positions. Okay, now, see how your elbows and your hands are very similar to what she's got going on. One thing though, see the barrel? That's what I was telling you about. This is too much. See her barrel angle? Okay, so don't wrap your barrel around your head that much. Okay, but what she triggers, she sees the pitch right now, and she's gonna trigger to that pitch. Well, look at her back knee and the back heel. You see how those are moving? And they're turning the back hip into the ball. And that's how her hands get in position here, okay, right here, because of what this leg is doing and how that backside is pushing and turning at the same time.
It's bringing her momentum forward.
That's gonna, well, she gets some momentum going forward, but not as nearly as much. See, this, but that locking out right there, look how early you're locked out. See, and this bend in that front leg is what's gonna help you just turn your body more efficiently. When you start locking body parts out, you just get disconnected, okay?